Welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and we're here today on a beautiful Sunday afternoon getting ready for the start of the annual holiday parade. Joining me is our recreation director, Brian Molnar, and to my right is Mike Forbes. He is our lead announcer on TV today. And let me start with you, Brian. What a terrific day for a December 4th parade.
Oh my God, if you looked out the window yesterday and
I'm
saw
so
what the
glad
weather was, you know what I mean? We had one of those a couple of years ago, but this is fabulous. This is December weather. It's seasonal, it's not windy, it's just right.
And Mike, you're pitching in. John Mitch is out ill, so we shuffled everybody around. Craig Coughlin had to leave early, but thank you very much for helping us with the announcement. You've got a terrific voice. I've called games with you before in other events, so thank you.
I appreciate it, Mayor. Yeah, you and I have called a few events before. What I love as I see the people lining up already for this parade, so many people anxious to get out on this very gorgeous fall day. So it's going to be fun. Looking forward to it.
And you know, I wish I could actually be on the Santa float, because when we did the light parade, we were the second car. So as the lights go off, the kids are all running out of the house. You can see the excitement. I would love to see the excitement when the kids look up at the big giant sleigh float and see Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, I mean, it's the highlight. I mean, that's what a really official. We've had a few events, but when Santa comes down Main Street on that float, that is the official start of the holiday season in Woodbridge.
And Mike, there's scouts coming today, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. There's all the different fire companies. There's the Irish Club. There's the Club at Woodbridge. There's a community center. I was looking at the lineup before. All the groups that mean so much to Woodbridge Township getting a chance to get out there and march in front of all the people that are going to line the parade route today.
Yeah, we had some 55 or so floats, events, and these are the emergency services people you don't want to see, but nonetheless, these are people you so appreciate, and they are the heart and soul of our community, no doubt.
Well, folks, sit back and enjoy. This is also going to be on Facebook Live, the Woodbridge Township Holiday Parade on a beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon. Thanks for watching.
It is a picture-perfect fall day for a parade, and what a parade we have for you. The 61st Annual Woodbridge Township Holiday Parade right here in the Woodbridge Channels. Hi, I'm Mike Forbes. It's my pleasure to be welcomed by Woodbridge Township Recreation Director Brian Molnar. Brian, perfect.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, it is. I mean, the crowds look really good along the parade route. Nice seasonal temperatures, not too windy, so perfect day, like you said, for a parade.
Yeah, and we have, as you mentioned, we have a healthy crowd. They started lining up early. Not too cold today, but just nice and crisp and fall-like. So sit back and welcome and enjoy 61st Annual, the 2022 Holiday Parade right here in Woodbridge. All right, so starting our number one, our first float leading off today will be the Woodbridge High School Junior ROTC, headed up by Colonel Thomas Parker, our senior Army instructor, his first Sergeant Belenke Army instructor. The ROTC program serves as a character and leadership development program for our nation's high school students, a congressionally mandated program that focuses on youth. Woodbridge High School established its junior ROTC program back in 2014.
Yeah, they are a great group. They've been leading off our parades now since they came into existence. Colonel Parker does a fabulous job with these young men and women.
Is our Woodbridge High School JROTC.
You can see them in their dress uniforms.
Colonel Thomas Parker, Senior Army Instructor, First Sergeant Belenke, Army Instructor. The JROTC program serves as a character and leadership development program for our nation's high school students.
Now it looks like we got our first band coming into view.
Yeah, this is the Navasink Brass Band, Brian. Trumpeter is Kevin Pryor and Marcus Nelson on horns, Nancy Tippins, trombone, Daniel Carver, Paul Eschelbach on tuba, Michael LaBelle, the driver, their 30th season. And the Navasink Brass was formed down in Monmouth County's Red Bank, New Jersey. So we welcome the Navasink Band, Navasink Brass Band.
Yeah, this is their first year with us that I can recall. They do play a lot at the Barron Arts Center, so they are no strangers to Woodbridge, but we welcome them for the first time to this, our holiday parade.
And it's not too cold today to be playing music either, which is nice. I'm sure they can feel their fingers, which is helpful.
That's a plus, right?
Absolutely.
Let's take a listen.
Like them on Facebook and go down and see them along the Navasink.
Getting us into the spirit of the season, our thanks to the Navasink
we have our
and
It looks like our
Brass
Grand
Band.
Marshal.
And that is none other than our own Mr. Jimmy Carroll with the Woodbridge Township Buddy Ball organization. There they are. And they're followed by the Woodbridge Stars, a recreation program for adults with disabilities. Our thanks to Jimmy Carroll and all the work he does, our Grand Marshal this year.
Yeah, Jimmy does a great job with the Buddy Ball group. He took over their golf outing, which is their major fundraiser. Does a fabulous job with it. There's Jimmy on the float with his wife Mary. See his daughter Erin. Got a lot of people on that float from the Buddy Ball program, the lives that he touched. And following right behind them is the Woodbridge Stars, another recreation program that, you know, Jimmy helps out with. Sharon Oleschek runs that group for the Woodbridge Recreation Department.
A fantastic opportunity for people with disabilities to be involved. And I think I see a familiar face, Mayor John McCormick, strolling down Main Street on this beautiful day, our 61st annual parade.
Yeah, we thank our dignitaries for coming out. They, you know, they support us, you know, by allowing us to have this parade and giving us all the assets and that we can to run something like this. So we thank them.
Well, you have to appreciate the logistics that go into something this huge. While it may only run for a couple of hours on one day, it's months and months of preparation and planning.
And when you look at the marchers here, you have, you know, town council, you have Vera Patel, chief of staff Carolyn Ehrlich. You know, you have Board of Ed members, Dan Harris, Jonathan Treebwasser, you know, from the council, Greg Ficara, Sharon McAuliffe. You know, it's a real team effort here in Woodbridge.
And they are followed by the Woodbridge Township American Irish Association, led by Ed McSherry, president, Sean O'Neill's the vice president, Cindy Jakonovich, the treasurer, and Karen Devlin, the financial secretary. They did receive, Brian, the Frank Pelsman Award for Community Service back in 2017 and received the key to the city by the town council, our Woodbridge Township American Irish Association.
Yes, and it's another group that you're going to hear a theme today, that all these civic groups that give back to the community.
They received the Frank Pelsman Award.
They were formed back in 1966.
Looks like we got Northfield Bank coming into view.
Yes, Eliza Muniz, our Woodbridge Township branch team, Angie Surkas, Vice President of Government and Banking. They've served this community since 1887. The Northfield Bank been providing exceptional financial service and a deep commitment to our community. Banking locally grown is their moniker.
They are a long-term participant in our parade.
With Elsa Muniz, the Woodbridge Township branch team. Let's hear it for
Next up, we have the Legionnaires Marching Band. The band director is Danny Turnam, color guard Captain Matt Harold, band manager Cindy King. This band has been in existence since 1961. They've been the American Legion of New Jersey state champions for over 20 years, and they are the New Jersey State Firemen's senior band champions, the Legionnaires Marching Band.
Take a listen as they approach the viewing stand.
the Legionnaires Marching Band, Bandmaster Danny Portermouth, color guard captain Matt Howell, and band manager Cindy King. The Legionnaires
All right, so I see we got a couple professionals coming into play right now, so I'm going to kind of sneak out, meet some people along the parade route, do some interviews.
All right, Brian, sounds good.
All righty.
And we are joined by our dear friend, New Jersey Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin. Craig, happy holidays,
Hello,
sir.
Michael. Happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to everybody. Thank you for watching. I'm This is an exciting day always in Woodbridge Township. I got other commitments, so I'm not able to stay, but it's good to be here for a few minutes and hope everybody's enjoying the parade. Look at how pretty those outfits look on.
Well, you're just in time to have seen Joy's
Very
Dance
Christmassy.
House. Joy Sucrone, the owner and teacher, located at 747 King George Road in Fords.
Michael, it's nice to be with you. We haven't been on the air in a while.
It's been about a decade, sir. It's been a while. Mayor, good to see you, sir.
You too. Thanks very much. Thanks for covering this. As we know, John Mitch is out ill, and we had to make a couple adjustments, and thanks for pinch hitting.
My pleasure indeed. Girl Scouts of Woodbridge Township coming up, consisting of troops 80228, 83544, 82537, 83715, 83670, 83542, and 83590. The Girl Scouts of Woodbridge
What a
Township.
Sure you didn't miss one?
What a beautiful day, though, for a parade, right?
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
perfect. The weather is just spectacular. Crowd's excited, as always. And,
If you ever said December 4th, you get this kind of weather, you'd take in a heartbeat.
oh, for sure.
Well, you've got the nice fall chill, but yet not too cold to make it uncomfortable. Absolutely.
Yeah, it feels like
Oh, all those Girl Scouts getting a ride. Look at that.
Look how cute they are. Well, I'm going to sign off, everybody, so
All
thank
right,
you
pal.
very much. Happy holidays to everyone. I hope you enjoy the rest of the parade, and Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah to everyone who's celebrating. It's a pleasure to be with you. It's a great day in Woodbridge. Enjoy the rest of the show, Michael. Mayor, always good to see you.
Assembly
Always
Speaker,
Thanks, pal.
always good to see you, sir.
Enjoy the rest
Happy
of your
holidays,
day.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Be safe.
Fire Company.
Island Fire Company District Number 9 coming up, Mayor, led by Chief Anthony Harlan, President Edward Mullen. Fire Company been protecting the west end of Island and sections of Colonia for the past 100 years, a century of service.
Yes, and I got to go swear their fire officers in right after the parade, as is a tradition.
And they're followed by the Island Chemical Hook and Ladder Company District 11, led by Chief Ryan Malhero, President Craig McKenzie. Hook and Ladder 11, founded in 1924. The fire company protects the west end of Island, as we mentioned, and sections of Colonia. So we thank them absolutely for their service.
And you forgot to mention Menlo Park Terrace when you mentioned District 9. I'm highly offended. I got to have a talk with them.
I say absolutely, yes.
That's not your fault.
No, they need to
No,
let
I'm going to have
themselves be known.
a long discussion with those firefighters after this is all over. Not mentioning the best part of town.
Merry Christmas, everybody. This is a terrific parade.
Always a very impressive sight to see the highly polished equipment.
Oh, they love showing it off too. They take a lot of pride in the vehicles that they
We
have.
have Island Chemical Hook and Ladder number 11.
I want to thank Kyle Anderson. You might be able to hear his voice in the background. He's got the duties on stage now.
Off Ave in Island, New Jersey.
And here we go with the Young Marines, right?
Absolutely, Mayor.
Great
Led
John
by,
Everhart.
yes, Executive Director Detective Eric Ransom, Training Officer Erica Sanchez.
Happy New Year, happy Hanukkah. Whether you celebrate it well, be safe.
North Jersey Young Marines committed to enriching the lives of our future leaders through a Marine Corps direction of leadership, teamwork, and discipline, open to children 8 to 18 years of age. And we thank them for their service.
John Everhart has done a phenomenal job with them. One of the best things we ever did since coming here is ask John Everhart to restart the Veterans Alliance. He brought back the Veterans Day Parade. He started the Young Marines program. He just does a phenomenal job with that. He's really dedicated to veterans in Woodbridge.
Direction of leadership, teamwork, and discipline. Open to
Here comes
children
Woodbridge High
ages
School.
8 to 18. And now we have Councilman Vero Patel from.
You have all the
I got Vito Mazza Salon and Spa coming up. Owner Vito and Mazza celebrating over again. Half a century of service in downtown Woodbridge, your one-stop shopping for relaxation. Vito Mazza. Very familiar logo here on Main Street.
Is that not the Queen in her court, or is that coming up?
They must be coming up.
Okay. Well, I saw a whole bunch of Woodbridge High School jerseys, so I thought that was that. Fred Lahote's Ragtimers.
Band members Rob Essler on guitar, Gary Noakes on banjo, Tom Rittenhouse on keyboard, Fred Lahote alto sax. They got started in 1968. They've been entertaining people in the tri-state area ever since. Let's take a listen.
The band members are Bob Essler, Gary Noakes, Tom Rittenhouse, and Fred Lahote. The group originated in 1968 and has been entertaining in the tri-state area ever since. This year marks the 31st year performing in the Woodbridge Holiday Parade. The ragtimers are keeping alive the great music of the Roaring 20s.
And there's Rudolph.
And there's Rudolph.
I think the ragtimers have been in every parade I remember.
And Grover from
They've been around 54 years, so certainly no strangers.
I'm sorry. It's been a while.
Next truck is Aquila Landscaping. Greg does so many things in town at some of the spots that are hard to get to, hard to reach, smaller. And he comes out and he volunteers and he keeps them clean and landscaped and decorated and does a terrific job. That was Greg Aquila for Aquila Landscaping Contractors.
All right, as you see the color purple, you can always think of Relay for Life of Woodbridge.
Here comes Relay for Life. All the ladies dressed in purple.
Yes, Relay for Life of Woodbridge committee members Amy, Tammy, Mary Alice, Yatone, Roxanne, Lauren, Jessica, Triadi, Michelle, Damaris, Diane, Zakia, Kevin, and Megan. Relay is a community walk, celebrates our cancer survivors, lost loved ones, and gives us a forum to fight back against cancer. Our goal, to engage all 10 towns in Woodbridge to fight cancer. Relay for Life.
And they do a wonderful job. Their event in June over at the high school is just remarkable, the walk they have. It's solemn, yet very respectfully solemn event, yet everybody has a great time.
First in relay in the state of New Jersey and won the regional award for the second largest number of survivors registered to attend and has raised over $1.5 million in 28 years.
You hear Kyle saying there's some stats, they've raised $1.5 million.
Can you imagine that kind of money?
That's a heck of a lot of money.
And it's a lot of work and dedication.
Avenel
Avenel Fire Company number 1.
That's Frankie Strain. I don't know who that is on the right.
Perhaps President Chris
That's
Naroda.
Naroda. All right, now I see.
Avenel Fire Company number 1, founded back in 1913. Volunteers of Avenel Company 1 provide fire rescue services to the residents of the 5th District.
They have all the Minion guys on their float, and they have the 2 drummer boy things.
We have Avenel and Colonia First Aid Squad.
Avenel Colonia First Aid Squad coming into view in a few moments. President Anthony Kersey, Chief Robert M. Snowfield. They were founded back in 1945, the end of World War II. Avenel Colonia First Aid serves Avenel and part of Colonia with emergency first aid and transportation of the sick and injured. 77 years of service.
Just had their Christmas party the other night at Springfield Suites on Route 9 near the Old Forge. Now up, we have Avenel Fire Company, District 5.
Certainly an impressive showing. Like you said, the fire companies, Mayor, take a lot of pride in their equipment, showing it off as they should.
We just had the light parade, and that was one amazing event. For a 2-hour tour all through Woodbridge, all the fire trucks, first aid trucks, police vehicles, commercial trucking company vehicles, other public works vehicles, all lit up to the hilt and driving around town. It was amazing. Phenomenal job by the people involved. John Mitch especially, who had the idea to do this 3 years ago, and he spearheaded it. And it was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I'm still getting people emailing me and texting me saying what a great time they had.
Avenel Colonia EMS services, you see.
Avenel Colonia First Aid Squad serves Avenel and part of Colonia with emergency first and transportation of the sick and injured for 77 years. Avenel First Aid Squad has been recognized by the mayor and governor's office for service to the Woodbridge community.
First aid squads of our township, certainly the unsung heroes. You don't appreciate them until you need them.
All right, now we got some of our council people here. Let's give the microphone over, starting with Debbie Meehan from the 5th Ward. Just pop that on the other way. That's better. Hi, Deb.
Hi. Happy
Councilwoman
holidays,
Meehan,
everybody.
how are you? Good seeing you again.
Good to see you. It's a great day, great weather out there,
Oh,
nice
it's
crowd.
Picture perfect.
I'm going to give my mic over to Sharon McAuliffe, 1st Ward Councilwoman.
So we were just saying it's so nice after these past few years that have been so difficult
absolutely.
to have everybody back on the street, to see everybody smiling and just really, really having a great day. And thank you to our rec department that worked so hard, as we were saying. Just a great, great day today.
We're looking at the Lightbridge Academy float right now. Gaia Falzarano, founder, chairman of the board, Gigi Swikert, our CEO. Lightbridge Academy, been a home away from home for families in Woodbridge and Iselin since 1997.
This is a great day to be out here. The weather's beautiful. Everyone's enjoying. The children are all out waiting for the final float where hopefully Santa will be on to hopefully bring them all the nice toys that they want to get for Christmas. We want to wish everybody in Woodbridge Township a very happy, healthy, safe holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and have a very happy New Year. Thank you so much for coming out and enjoying the parade with all of us today.
And the same to you, Councilwoman. Colonial Musketeers, as we see on our screen, the Fife and Drum Corps. Their director is Kelly Phelpson, the Fife Sergeant Tyler Phoebus, Drum Sergeant Gladys Schauer. Colonial Musketeers, Fife and Drum Corps, established in 1975, way out in Hackettstown, New Jersey, out in Warren County. Uniforms are reminiscent of those worn by the Continental Marines in the American Revolution. Very impressive showing.
Thank you, Councilwoman Debbie Meehan and Councilwoman Sharon McAuliffe. We now have Councilwoman Lizbeth DeJesus. Thanks for joining us, Lizbeth.
Well, thank you for having me. Like both of my councilmates have said, it's just the weather's gorgeous. We have a good showing of our residents out in town, and the floats were magnificent. It just shows the unity in our township and how we come together to celebrate the holidays.
And there's a sewer truck. Who ever thought we'd be saying, wow, there's a sewer truck in our parade?
And it's spotless. Can you imagine? Woodbridge Township. Woodbridge Township.
Yeah, but it smells.
Well, possibly. Department of Public Works, our director, George Brew, their 2022 Freightliner sewer vac truck. Yes, entire Woodbridge Public Works Department wishes you and your family season's greetings, a happy and safe holiday season.
Here come the Cubbies.
Absolutely. Pack number 53. The Cub Master there, George Gundry. The committee chair, Robin Hill. Their leadership, Jesse and Keith AOL. Kristen and Kirsten Weblos. George and Ray Bear. Robin and Jim Tigers and Wolf. Tiffany and Justin Lyons. Pack 53, chartered way back in 1952.
On behalf of my family and myself, I want to wish everyone happy holidays, Feliz Navidad y próspero año nuevo a todos.
Thank you, Lizbeth.
Councilwoman, thank you.
And now we're also joined by Councilman Corey Spiller. I saw him walk across the front. Is he back there? Councilman Corey Spiller, covering the 3rd Ward of Avenel and Port Reading.
Mayor, how's everyone doing today?
Oh, good. Corey, how you doing?
Oh, what a great day. Let me tell you.
Councilman, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
We're having a look at the Rec Department exhibit.
Rec Department float with Johnny Apollo, our singer.
Apollo, our director, Brian Molnar, Deputy Director, Paul Losick, featuring one of the state's largest youth recreation sports programs, giving our children the opportunity to participate in baseball, softball, basketball, soccer, and volleyball. Happy holidays to all of them.
And this year we took, a couple of years ago, we took all those leagues over and doing Marcel's now, and there's more people now than there was when they were individual, like Ford's or Woodbridge or Colonia or wherever. We took it all over. It's tough to get volunteers for those leagues, people to run everything. So we now do it ourselves, and it's absolutely tremendous. The Recreation Department does a wonderful job.
Yes, indeed.
Woodbridge School of Dance.
Absolutely coming into view. The owner-director is Jackie O'Shaughnessy, co-director Barbara Vary. Woodbridge School of Dance, launched back in 1977, and they're located at 1308 St. George's Avenue, right above the Rising Up Nursery.
Jackie O'Shaughnessy and co-director Barbara Barry. The dance school was established.
Corey, you had a whole lot of candy given out today.
I was able to make it to the train trestle. I think it's the first year ever I made it the whole way. I strategically and logistically planned it.
Well, you don't want to get to the end and have none, because the poor kids at the end of the parade get nothing, and that's not fair, right?
Exactly.
So that's good. You like you said, strategically and logistically. That's two good words there, man.
There you go. I knew I was going to be on there. I've been practicing. But I'll tell you the one thing, a lot of our new residents, this is their first parade. I heard a lot of chatter. They're so happy. They're so excited about being in the township and then seeing all the events and all our parades. So with the weather, it's just a great day overall.
You figured a light parade last Saturday, this parade this Sunday, 8 days later, and they just moved here. They're saying, holy cow, they do something every weekend here.
Director Molnar asked me what my family would be doing for the rest of the month. I said, every night pretty much in the township there is something going on for our residents. So it's going to be a great month ahead. And
well, here's a good chance to plug tomorrow night's event. your Avenel Very Merry Tree Lighting.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so unfortunately, our tree lighting was canceled last Sunday because of the rain, so the tree is lit, but we still want to do some pictures with Santa. So tomorrow night, come on down to Avenel Firehouse on Avenel Street, Route 1, from 5:30 to 7:30. Pictures with Santa. We'll have a DJ or photo booth out, so and pictures with the tree, of course. So we'll try to do something. But thank you very much, man.
Are we Facebook Live in this, Mike?
We are, sir.
Oh, good.
Yes,
good.
we are. So we are live. We're being entertained by the Woodbridge School of Dance at this time.
Great. All right, guys, great job. Thank you,
All right,
Mayor.
Cor, thanks. Let me know where you're going later.
Woodbridge School of Dance.
We have now The Swirl. Alyssa, Quinn, Chad, Addison, Leo, a charitable group, Mayor, made up of 5th graders
Oh,
from
that's
our own
right.
Matthew
I know
Jago
them.
School.
Yeah,
Yes.
they made the shirts for the animal shelter.
Exactly. They make and sell tie-dyed shirts and donate the proceeds to the Woodbridge Animal Shelter, and they've raised close to $5,000.
Wow, that's impressive for a bunch of kids.
They were honored by yourself with the Community Service Award.
Yes, I bought a shirt too. I haven't worn it yet because it's a little too cold for a T-shirt.
Service Award. The Swirl would like to wish everyone a happy holiday.
I like how they did the truck up.
I was just thinking that.
Next up, we have the Ford's Fire Company.
Nice job. Company number 1 we have. Their chief is John Dimitrax. First Assistant Chief, Councilman Howie Bauer. Second Assistant Chief, Robert Soames. Captain Gary Nebus. First Lieutenant Eric Pado. And President Dan Gregan. They were established back in 1911. Honored to serve the community of Fords.
First Lieutenant Eric Pado and President Dan Gregan, they were established in 1911.
He's got the same script you have.
Apparently he does.
I don't know if people can hear, but we can hear Kyle. Well, he's pretty close to us right outside. But as Mike is reading the resume of the different groups, so is Kyle saying it out loud on the loudspeaker here.
Imagine the thrill of that little guy getting to ride.
Yeah, right.
Ride in a fire truck.
It is amazing how many father-son combinations there are in all the different firehouses. So these kids grow up doing everything in the firehouse, and they fall in love with it. And they turn around and they become firemen and officers themselves.
Well, that's so important with the continuity throughout the generations, and they're dedicated to our township, and it becomes the family business.
Yeah, exactly.
We love him as a part of our parade. And there he is. Council President Howie Bauer.
That's Howie Bauer, our council president, at least for one more meeting before some new will take over on January 1st. Howie's done a great job as council president. He represents Fords, Hope Lawn, and Caseby in the 2nd Ward of Woodbridge.
All right, and we are now joined by Councilwoman at Large Lisbeth DeJesus, 5th Ward Councilwoman Debbie Meehan, and 1st Ward Councilwoman Sharon McAuliffe. Ladies, welcome. How was the walk today?
You know, the weather is magnificent today, and I think it's been a couple of years since we've been able to enjoy a parade and not worried about anybody spreading anything. The weather, like I said, is magnificent. We have a good crowd. We have a lot of beautiful floats. It just shows the great people that live in our township and how we all come together to celebrate. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, y Próspero Año Nuevo.
So, great day. Tons of people. The weather is absolutely perfect. And just like Liz said, you know, it's so nice for everybody to come out and just have some normalcy in our world and just enjoy the spirit of Christmas. It is a wonderful, wonderful day. And I hope everybody has a blessed and wonderful holiday. Keep safe, keep happy, and be positive.
I'll just say the same exact thing as they all did. It was a beautiful day today. The walk was great. There were a lot of people out all along the parade route. Everyone was happy. We were throwing candy out. The children were happy. They're all getting ready for Santa to come. And I want to wish everybody a very happy holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and enjoy whatever you want to do with your family, and God bless.
Oh, one thing. I'm sorry for anybody I hit with candy because I think I hit a few people.
And I have one other thing. You know, as part of the council, we want to thank Brian, Director Molnar, and his Recreation Department for putting the parade together. A lot of work goes into getting everybody that was here today on the parade, so we really are appreciative of all the work you and your department do.
Listen, I thank you ladies because you give us the resources and the ability to do this. So You guys are the true heroes with this one, so thank you. And just enjoy your holiday with your families.
Same. Thank you.
Pulling up the rear, JFK Marching Mustangs under the direction of Josh Cabrera. The guard instructor is Amanda Hugelmeyer. Percussion visual instructor is Brandon Eberhardt. This is the 58th season for the Marching Mustangs, performing in the stands and on the field at every JFK varsity football game, both home and away. And there they took second place in the TOB-NJ State Championships in percussion section. So, some chops over there.
Where you at? Oh, good. Okay, I'm here.
And approaching is the JFK Marching Band. I'm a little partial, that's my alma mater, and that's my first alma mater. Their parade back in 1968.
You are watching the 61st annual Woodbridge Township Holiday Parade. I'm Mike Forbes. My pleasure to be here on the Woodbridge Channels. I'm joined by our mayor, John McCormick.
You got a good voice for this.
Thank you, sir. Couldn't have ordered up a better day.
Oh, my goodness. There's probably a lot of people inside watching the Giants and the Jets right now. We were talking on the parade route. When is the last time we marched in a parade where the Giants and the Jets both had a meaningful game on the first Sunday of December? And Corey said 1946? It's probably since then. The Jets weren't even alive back then.
Seriously.
But the fact is, it's been a long time since the Giants and the Jets have both had a meaningful game in December. So there probably are a lot of people glued to their TV set that are diehard Giant or diehard Jet fans right now between 1 and 4:30.
Well, and despite that, we have a nice crowd. I mean,
No, we do.
You see the humanity all the way down Main Street, and
Second place in the TOB New Jersey State Championships in the percussion section. And for up to date, you can
I see Sophie Hilarchik there, the JFK Band.
JFK Band. Let's hear it for the JFK Marching Band.
Kyle Anderson is a proud JFK alumnus.
he certainly is.
I can hear him talking about that on the stage. Oh, behind us is the Queen in her court. I think Kennedy's the only one that doesn't do the King. Colonia and Woodbridge both do the King and Queen. JFK just does the Queen, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you know, you're right. I just noticed that. You pointing that out.
We were at the football games for both Colonia and Woodbridge when they had their homecoming. We try to make sure we call their games on TV when it is the homecoming for a chance to see them on TV.
You're being entertained by the JFK Marching Mustangs. And now we have the JFK Homecoming Queen in Court. 2022 Homecoming Queen, Caitlin Tikas. Homecoming Court, Ashley Kish, Roshni Aneha, Rita Kadri, and Nushi Shah. JFK Homecoming Queen in Court.
Homecoming Queen is Caitlin Tikas, and Homecoming Court is Ashley Kish. Roshni Anita, Rita Kadri, and Kushi Shah. Let's have a big hand. Look at those girls. Let's stand.
Congratulations to the JFK Homecoming Queen and her court. They do a good job decorating these floats, don't they?
They really do. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of real labor intensive, but a lot of work, and it pays off.
But they look so nice going by.
Very professional.
I like that we have multiple cameras. We're getting great angles, too.
Well, thanks to our Woodbridge Channels crew. And now an organization close to my heart, my hometown of Port Reading. Port Reading Fire Department coming up. The chief is Daniel Karinsky. President, Brian F. Small. This company established back in 1904. No, I was not around then. Second oldest fire company in Woodbridge Township, proudly serving the community of Port Reading.
You see all of them born on around the early 1900s. I've been to many of the 100th anniversary celebrations over the last several years as they all turned 100, or many turned 100. Woodbridge just turned 125.
They're
followed by the first aid squad, which of course they share a building.
Yes, they do. Brian Small, the president, Michael Barcelona, the chief of the Port Reading First Aid Squad. They were established back in 1970 and, of course, providing EMS service to the residents of Port Reading and Woodbridge.
And Brian goes way back with it. Another one of those legacies where he grew up in the First Aid Squad because his father was one of the founders of it. And, of course, fell in love with it and fell in love with public service. He's now a councilman, has been a Board of Ed member, retired police department officer, and has never left the Port Reading First Aid Squad. Is very much in sync with that organization.
True dedication. That interesting-looking vehicle, Ryan Hasselhofer donated his car for the light parade. Now we welcome him to this year's holiday parade. Hasselhofer family also won first place in the 2021 holiday home decorating contest in the Greatable Inflatable category. Followed by the Colonia High School Marching Patriots under the fine direction of Kevin Perdoni, assistant directors Ben Barbato and Jeff Leidner. Marching Patriots compete in band competitions, perform at all the football games, and this year the Patriots travel down to our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. to perform. We have drum majors Desiree Rankins, Angelina Economos, color guard instructor Nicole Donahue.
That's got to be cool when you take those kind of trips with the band. You know, Washington, D.C., some go to Disney.
That is it's such a memorable experience. I had the pleasure of chaperoning a few Woodbridge High School choir trips, and it's just such an incredible experience, learning experience, a lot of fun for the participants.
So you were around when Beth Amory was the choir director?
I most certainly was.
So you had your share of, you came home with your share of hardware.
That's true.
For different awards that you won.
If you look at Ms. Ames' former classroom, former choir room, there's a lot of hardware.
Let's go to the Colonia High School queen in her court and see who we got here.
2022 homecoming queen, Julia Angela Pagnosi. The court, Emma Downs, Gianna Grasso, Cara Mitch, and Madison Oliveira.
Homecoming king, Matthew Salcedo. His court, Andrew Faria, John Giannoni, Patrick Kelly, and Om Swa.
Colonia High School homecoming queen and court. Nice job on their float also.
Yeah, they really look good. Followed by the Colonia Chemical Hook and Ladder Company.
Chief Frank Polizzi heading up the Colonia Volunteer Fire Department. The President's Randy Garrett serving and protecting citizens of Colonia since 1943. Now Explorer Post 12 won the 2021 National Junior Firefighters Program Award.
They were a late one, 1943.
They're youngsters compared to some of the others.
Exactly.
It's interesting when you see the patterns of when they were formed. Like you mentioned before, some formed at the beginning of the turn of the century, and then a couple we had during the war years.
So those of you watching who don't know Woodbridge, we are made up of 10 individual towns, each with their own identity, each with their own, most with their own zip code, their own post offices, their own Knights of Columbuses, or certainly their own fire departments. It's Colonia in the 5th Ward, Island, Menlo Park Terrace in the 4th Ward, Avenel and Port Reading in the 3rd Ward, Ford, Soap Lawn, and Caseby in the 2nd Ward, and Woodbridge proper and Sea Warren in the 1st Ward.
We just saw a moment ago the Colonia First Aid Squad go by. President George Riley, 43 years of service to that squad. They were founded back in 1951. And coming into view now, happy
Kids
holidays.
Sports.
Yes, the club at Woodbridge. Manager Amanda Kozip. Coordinator of group exercise, Trish Menendez. Keith Capanos, Kate Swado. Veronica Velasquez, Rob Waranecki rounding out the staff there.
What a wonderful place. We purchased that October 1st, 2018.
I remember.
Of course, we got nailed hard by COVID, and our membership went down. We haven't quite gotten back to where we were yet, but we're working on it.
Well, the club offers group exercise, full gym, basketball, racquetball, golf den, TrackMan technology, hockey den kids classes, our own preschool. A lot going on at the club at Woodbridge.
And who do we have, this wonderful group of cheerleaders?
We have the Woodbridge Broncos football and cheer, headed up by our own President Kyle Anderson. Broncos, a Pop Warner football and cheer program, open to youth ages 5 to 14.
He can probably mention every kid's name by heart standing there.
He probably can. This team, of course, Mayor, you mentioned this before, the result of the Island Giants and Colonia Patriots merging back in 2017.
And it worked out terrifically.
Here comes Woodbridge High School cheer and dance. Head coach
Woodbridge High School cheer and dance head coach, my colleague Victoria DePinto, with the help of coaches, more of my colleagues, Lisa Bechtold, Brielle Small, and Jordan Sinelli. Woodbridge High School cheerleaders committed to community service and regularly participate in activities that give back to Woodbridge Township. Woodbridge High School cheer and dance. And we stay with the Barons theme, Woodbridge High School Marching Barons, under the direction of the inimitable Mr. Jason Kahn.
Yeah.
Percussion director Daniel Barnett, color guard advisors Nicole Talarico, Becca Demitsats, and Jonathan Slahota, Jeffrey DeLeon Vaca, the drum majors. Marching bands, active performing arts organization from the high school. They perform at football games, yearly competitions. This past year, as a matter of fact, they received its highest score ever, receiving a 93.06, and they were promoted to open class.
They have really improved since Jay has taken over.
Oh, they have. He's done a wonderful job with that program.
You know, high school sports is tough. Things like high school bands are tough because you get a kid for 3-4 years, then you recycle them. You don't have a dynasty. But these programs have become like dynasties because of the leadership they have. When you're that good for that long with different kids every year, it says something about the people who run it and organize it and coach it.
Yeah, how true. You're rotating every year, so you're replenishing each year.
Right.
And
you
like
never have the same.
No.
Like in baseball, you can have the same team 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row. That's impossible with high school sports or arts or academics or anything else. Joined now by our recreation director who kicked this whole production off, Brian Molnar.
Thank you, Mayor.
Welcome back, Brian.
Thank you.
Just go out, make sure everything's running good, and come back in here.
Yeah, everything seems to be going smooth. Got to report the big guys on the parade route. And,
is he here? All right.
Yeah.
Let's got the Woodbridge High School courts here.
Mayor,
Woodbridge High School, I'm sorry, Brian, I was just going to mention our coming into view, the Woodbridge High School Homecoming Queen and King court, the Homecoming Queen, Samantha Gavina, the court, Rochelle Estonville, Caitlin McNish, Kaylee Russo, and Erica Waguna, and our 2022 Homecoming King, Louis Guadalupe. And Homecoming King court, Isaac Sacred Promise Andrews, Anthony Bechtold, Miguel Ramos, and Samuel Tuju. Woodbridge High School, Homecoming, Queen, King, and Court.
Just what we were talking about before about the dynasty and the building of the programs. We had the holiday extravaganza Friday at the community center, and when you look at the chorus, when you saw the elementary kids perform, and then they go to middle school, and then they go to the high school, that's your dynasty building, these programs at the elementary and middle school level.
When Ford was on, I'm thinking to myself, every one of those kids will probably go to Woodbridge High School, and they'll probably be in that choir.
Yeah, absolutely.
And continue the tradition.
Yep. That is true. When you put that all together, you're right. That's why on the sports side, middle school sports are so important. Because when kids come out and go to play high school and they don't have that base, they can't compete. Because every other school's got people that have been playing for years.
That's the foundation.
Yep. All right, we are now joined by 3rd Ward Councilman Corey Spiller. Corey, welcome.
Thanks, Brian. What a great day. First of all, let me say I want to thank you and the rest of your recreation department for putting together a fine holiday parade. It's beautiful out. As you can tell, over the last few years, we get more and more people out. The streets are packed. It's just a great day, so thank you.
So your walk was good?
We had a blast. Always good seeing all the residents, especially a lot of new residents coming in. This is their first parade. They're so happy. It's just a great day.
So what do the Spillers have planned for the holidays?
Emily will be home from school. Everybody there. Same thing. Everybody's healthy, so that's the first important thing. But always enjoying everything, all the events the township has to offer. So we're doing something every single day of the week because the township has so much to do.
Well, thank you so much for your support and helping us, give us the resources to do this stuff. So just all the best to you and your family. Have a great, safe holiday season.
Same to you and all our residents. Thank you.
And we're having a look at the fine equipment of the Woodbridge Fire Department Chief Michael Hapstack.
That's also a reason why us running those rec leagues is important. Because now we've started that base when the kids are anywhere from 6 to 12.
Yeah, exactly, too. And then, like I said, the middle school sports coming back, because when we didn't have that, these kids went to the travel programs, and then they weren't playing high school because they were going to hooking up with trainers and missing out on that. So that's the whole connection.
Woodbridge Township Ambulance and Rescue Squad coming up. Eddie Barrett, the president, celebrating 85 years of service serving the residents.
Wait, who's celebrating 85 years?
This is the Woodbridge
Squad
Township.
or Eddie Barrett? Because Eddie Barrett's been there for a long time.
I'm going to let you two settle that. But the squad itself serving the residents since 1937.
No, I'm joking about Eddie Barrett, but I'm not joking because he has been dedicated to that squad for so long it's not funny.
That's a World War II military vehicle we're looking at. Mark Burnat's the owner. Happy holidays from the Burnat family. There's a well-preserved vehicle.
So very funny about that. The other night I was out of Quilla's lot buying 2 wreaths, and Mark was there with his wife buying a Christmas tree, and he saw my jacket, and he goes, "You run the parade, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Any chance of me being in it?" And I'm like, "Come on down, we'll put you in."
More the merrier. There you go. Anybody into vets? Woodbridge Corvette Club President Dave Edwards, Vice President Bob Matlin, Treasurers Gary Treck, Secretary Gene Treck, Social Director Mike Carvalho. They've been around for 45 years, the Woodbridge Corvette Club.
Yeah, they do their big show at the community center every October.
And the portion of the proceeds, Brian, go to the Veterans Home at Menlo Park and the Woodbridge Food Bank. So we thank them.
Yeah, they do a lot of charity work. Mayor thought maybe we'll see Vito in one of these.
Yeah, right.
Love them. I can only afford one as a Matchbox car.
Plenty of proud Corvette owners. Huh?
Yeah, they came out with a big group today.
Yeah, seriously.
It's on Facebook Live.
I was up at the high school earlier when we were lining everybody up, and I saw them all coming in off of 35 into the lot.
Impressive sight, right?
Yeah.
And they're all well polished.
Very nicely decorated.
My daughter calling from Denver said I got to call you back on Facebook Live. She asked me if I wanted her to go on. I said,
Throwing out the candy. Loving the vets of the Woodbridge vets.
Yeah, Vito was helping over in St. Cecilia's. They have their 100th anniversary next year, and today was a pancake breakfast, so all of us in the Knights were up there.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't do any work. I just showed up. But Vito stayed to cook pancakes and to grill the sausages.
Nice showing from the Woodbridge Corvette Club. Now we have the Metropolitan Festival Band. Band is headed up by Michael Aramanado. Please forgive me if I'm destroying that name, sir. Founded in 2001, the Metropolitan Festival Band enjoys year-round performances throughout the tri-state area. The band is made up of all professional musicians who truly enjoy performing for these events. The Metropolitan Festival Band. There we go. Brian, near and dear to your heart.
Yep, the Woodbridge Community Center.
Founding partners, featuring partners in sound production. Our own Brian Molnar, of course, Director of Recreation Paul Losick, Deputy Director Patrick Muller, General Manager, Woodbridge Community Center. Family entertainment, roller skating, mini golf, indoor pool, track, gymnasium, weight room, cardio, you name it. And now offering indoor pickleball.
Rolo the Rhino, the most famous rhino in Woodbridge Township.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And now we have our wolf pack. They're riding in a fire truck. That FDNY truck was in service during 9/11 and responded to the towers.
Really? How did we get that in our parade?
Right? I wasn't aware of that.
How do we get it?
Paul Osick, one of our coaches, has the has the fire truck. He got it, restored it, and they use it for charity now.
Oh, so it's not theirs anymore.
Yeah, it's not theirs no
more.
more.
Okay. Well, all 3 of these vehicles are somebody else's. They're not official.
Yep.
This is a day those kids will never forget.
Yeah, that first truck, they refurbished it where they have the benches where you could ride and the kids could sit.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Middlesex County Hazmat.
Yes.
These are the kind of people I hope we never see.
Oh, exactly. Exactly.
Glad they're there. Hope I never see you.
Yep.
Did I miss Woodbridge Wolfpack hockey? Did they pass us
They
by?
were in the fire
quick.
trucks.
President Vito Kimikula. Woodbridge Wolfpack travel hockey program participates in the New Jersey Youth Hockey League. As you mentioned, Middlesex County Hazmat, primary emergency response for hazardous material incidents within Middlesex County. Is that our friends from Hopelawn?
Yes, it is.
Hopelawn Engine Number 1. Headed up by Chief Tyrone Finholt, the Assistant Chief is Michael Walsh. Hopelawn Fire Department providing fire and rescue service to the residents of the 8th Fire District since 1914.
Yeah, I got worried for a minute when we were lining everybody up. I thought they came by with their lights on. I thought they had a call they had to go to, so looks like they made it back.
They have a whole plan in place, right? And when they would do a parade or something like this for backup.
Yeah. There's Caseby Fire.
Caseby coming up. The Caseby Fire Department is led by Chief Alex Salgado. His assistant chief is Louis Montalvo. The captain, Richard Paladura. Lieutenant and President Jack Croft. Serving Caseby for 115 years.
They were right behind me at the light parade. Boy, they can really toot those horns. I still came here.
Yeah, they were the host this year, right?
You get out of the way fast when you.
I got to have a talk with next year's host.
Oh, I'm thinking we got the CERT, and then I think a special guest is right around the corner.
This is our Community Emergency Response Team, as Brian mentioned, otherwise known as CERT. The coordinator, Brian Austin, sometimes known as the Mayor's Marines.
Yes.
Whenever this wonderful town needs us, we are there, and that's a direct quote.
And that is, we can't just say that lightly. When Ida hits, when Sandy hit, when fires hit, they are there. They're putting up cots in the community center. They're going out and they're buying food and they're buying supplies and they're getting out there and they do an amazing job in an emergency in the township of Woodbridge.
Well, they work to assist police, fire, EMS, multi-purpose roles, manpower for community affairs, as you mentioned, part of a citizen corps and Homeland Security.
And I just want to mention, usually in our parades in years past, the Sharpshooters Band of Northern New Jersey leads Santa in. They were hit with some illnesses this week. I got a call from Joe Gonder yesterday that he lost.
I know that group.
He lost his whole trumpet section, and he's like, we can't make it. So we figure we'll have the CERT team leading the big guy, and Mrs. Claus.
Well, here they are.
That's it. It's officially the holidays in Woodbridge, Mayor.
It's 10 of 3 on December 4th, and the holidays can begin because Santa has come down Main Street, USA.
And even though there is not a snowflake on the ground, he still manages to...
And that's good. Let's make sure we understand that is good.
That is a good thing. He still manages to get around Mr. and Mrs. Claus, assuring the youngsters along the parade route that...
There he is.
There he is.
I had a big argument with the kids at the Port Reading tree lighting. Band was singing, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And I get up and I said, no more snow, no more snow, no more snow.
But it's good to know Santa can get around in any kind of weather.
I made a deal with him. Let it snow on the grass and not on the streets, and I'm all in.
Make it for a picture postcard, and that's it.
And let it melt.
And go away.
Got to thank Kevin McCreary and Donna McLaughlin for reaching out for us to get Santa and Mrs.
They always,
Claus.
they're a good group. They help us all the time. Kevin really has a good in with Santa Claus.
Well, speaking of thanks, we thank TV 35, the Township Rec Department under the direction of Mr. Molnar, Woodbridge Township Parks Department, Woodbridge Township Public Works, our police department, all of our volunteers. Dozens and dozens and dozens of volunteers. You don't see them, but they're there. And our thanks to all of them and happiest of holidays.
Thank you to our TV 35 crew. Thank you to Mike Forbes for giving up his couple hours here on a Sunday to be the narrator. John Mitch is out ill, so we had to juggle and move people around, and Mike graciously agreed to come in and be the host on the Mexican restaurant here in the corner. So thank you, Mike. And let's thank the restaurant for hosting us, too, and letting us come in.
Most definitely. Very hospitable. It's my pleasure indeed. Thank you for having me.
Yes, El Ranchito, they've been kind to us now. I think it's going on 10 years. And thank you for Councilman Kyle Anderson for taking the reins up at the stage, being our MC this year. We wish John Mitch the best, get him back healthy. And just thank you to you guys for all your hard work.
And I'll bet you with our crews, in an hour, you won't even know there was a parade on Main Street. That's how well they'll clean this place up. Okay, guys, thank you all very much. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Those of you on Facebook Live, those of you who are going to watch this on TV 35, thank you very much.
Mayor, thank you, sir. Mr. Molnar, thank you. And be safe, everyone. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays, everyone.